Okay.
It's like
Start with what you're talking
anxiety.
about. Start with what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Anxiety.
like you want
What?
to know what anxiety is about? As far as I understand, it's you're anticipating an outcome, like you want it to be successful, but you, what did I say? It's but you,
You're anticipating the outcome.
yeah, but I forgot what I said.
We're talking about math anxiety here, and you're talking about anxiety.
Anxiety, it's the same thing.
What is anxiety? What is anxiety? Give me an example of
It's
anxiety.
an emotion,
Give me an example of what anxiety might look like.
whatever you're going through. Right
What am I
now.
going through?
Well, you anticipating, anxiety is anticipating something, but then you're afraid to fail at it, so you get emotional, and that's an anxiety.
But I'm saying, what anxiety am I having right now?
Well, you said you had anxiety.
About circles, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Right. So, if you were able to articulate what the problem actually is, maybe you'll get a better handle on what the solution is.
Well, I'm just saying in general.
In general,
Yeah.
right?
You
Anticipating.
apply it to yourself or not. I'm just saying.
Right.
You know, that's all.
I would say further, right? Different or same or further.
Yeah.
If a child shows up to class, right, is one of the lucky people in the world that gets to go to math class. If they show up every day, right,
Okay.
and they listen and they take notes on the math lecture, right? What I'm about to say I haven't said before. So, if they go to class every day and they take notes, right? They're better off than someone like me and Pete that skipped a lot of school and didn't take notes in math class, whatever, just struggled along, right? So if you have a lot of holes in the foundation of learning math, then you're going to have struggled the rest of your life with learning math, with using math. But further, take my specific anxiety, anger of math is my specific anxiety and anger is the person making that math video about circles said you have to make the y on the left side, the resulting y on the left side of the equation, you have to make it absolute value. Right?
Okay.
And I'm going to say this. For 1 and 2. 1, I've come to a good solution to this in my mind, is when you use the equation of a circle, you're not actually making a circle. It's a mathematical, what's it called?
Let's get it up off the ground. It doesn't.
Oh God, shut up. I'm just
Talk to your
saying,
mother like that?
just listen.
I'm listening.
It's a mathematical trick, that's what I'm saying. When you have an equation of a circle, you're not actually making a circle. It's a mathematical trick
Yeah.
to discover where a circle might be if given these numbers that you're given, right? So, having said that, for them to say you have to result in 2 equations, the positive and the negative equation, the top and the bottom of the circle, is allowable, right? And this goes to the second more important concept, right, that I'm just coming up in my mind right now. Is I've thought about this before, but it's more solid now, right? Math anxiety, math problem, math anger, or any problem, anything, anywhere where you're butting up against something you can't solve. Doesn't have to be math, right? There's you and the problem, and maybe there's another person in the same room that is trying to help you solve the problem, right? And you have the whereabouts to tell this other person, I have a problem, can you help me? Right? Or the other person sees your struggle and says, I have a solution, would you like the solution? Right? Or they just start yapping, oh, this is how you solve this, that's what you did. This is how I solve this. Math anxiety, this is how you solve anxiety, right? It's not, oh God, why is this not charging? Anyway, it's plugged in. Whatever. Whatever. It's not charging. In my education. Let me try that. No, sorry. In my learning, my classroom learning of psychology and such, and substance abuse and going to the nut house and everything like that is it's really hard to make someone do something that they don't want to do, right? It's hard to teach someone something that they're in the midst of struggle, right? And I'm going to say this, right? Yeah. This is the point. This is the big point of it all. Is person A has a problem and person B might have a solution. If person B had the right solution, person A problem would be solved. If person B had the right solution, right? And you go to philosophical meditation on that. What do you mean right solution? Right? And I look at this Quora, all these Quora answers to I have math anxiety. No, listen to what I'm saying. My point is, there's 4 answers here. None of them actually solve the problem. None of them even ask what the actual math problem was. None of them ask what the math problem was.
Well, you're just being specific.
What I'm saying is, yes, a specific problem has a specific answer, right?
The problem is anxiety. What you apply it to, it doesn't matter. But if you understand what anxiety is and all that, and how to get over it, then you apply it to that problem or running out of gas or anything else.
You're giving a solution that I didn't ask for. That's perfect, right? So it's not going to help. And furthermore, upon listening to this, I say, you're saying in general how to solve anxiety.
No,
but I'm saying,
in general,
yes.
You have to understand what anxiety is. And then you get over that, and it won't apply to anything. Okay. You're not going to have it. Give it to whatever situation.
Not going to spread anxiety to other people. Okay.
No.
What I'm saying, yes. What I'm saying, I said something that was wrong, and I say further, me having said that, we can take that wrong address, we can take that wrong point in the universe and say, this is obviously wrong. But hearing what I just said, maybe we can get to what the right answer is. Right? What did I say? I said math anxiety, whatever I said right, was wrong. Do you remember what I said? No? Okay. So what I'm saying is, let's talk specifics. Imagine if someone had math anxiety for 2 + 2 = 4. What might that look like?
They get nervous when they see 2 + 2 is 4, and they react, and they get angry or whatever they get.
Yeah.
You react, so you have to learn not to react.
Not to react, but I'm saying.
You're emotional.
There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. you say the person should not react. The person should not get emotional.
Well, yeah.
That's you. I'm not like that. I say
That's why you're a basket
that's
case.
why I'm a basket case.
So
but
get
I
over
say
that.
I would take it to my grave
What?
to say I would hang on to this idea for the rest of my life and take it past the grave. What I'm about to say is, if someone actually has an emotion, good for them. That's what I'm saying. If someone actually has an emotion, it proves something. It proves that they received something in the universe and they interpreted it good or bad or whatever in an emotional way. And I say that is a good thing, and you would say that is a bad thing. We will class on this till the day I die.
Got you in the funny farm.
Every time. You and I will clash.
That's why you don't want to have emotions.
I
don't
want
want to indulge emotions. People have it, but you don't indulge it.
I want to go to the funny farm every day.
No.
And you would say no. But we disagree on this. Right? I'm on the fortunate other side of the wall of having struggled through going to the nut house, right?
Yeah, but you don't get better. You just keep doing it over and over and over.
I don't know what better means. I don't care what better means. I'm saying, from my vantage point, looking from the top of the mountain that I've climbed, you seem to be on a different mountain. You climbed a different mountain. From the top of a mountain I climbed, I look out and I say, emotions are good. That's what I say. Emotions are good. On your mountain, you look out and you see emotions are bad. And you could say, I went to the nut house, and I say, yes, I got to go to the nut house a bunch of times, maybe 12 times. And I pat myself on the back. I got to experience, and I got to live. I got to live. That's what I'm saying. To me it is. To me it is. To me, I'm no longer afraid of anything, basically. Jumping off a bridge, no longer afraid of anything. But
you're afraid to give up emotions.
Give up.
You're afraid.
How much do you want to give me? Give me $1 million and I'll give up emotions.
You're afraid not indulge emotions. That will help make you a better person, stronger person. And all
Stronger.
That.
But. What did you just say?
You hang on to what has hurt you.
Hurt me.
And you hang on to familiarity, whether it's good or bad.
Okay. All right.
And you should want to get over whatever problems you have.
As opposed to want, I appreciate. As opposed
you
to
can
want,
appreciate what you've been through and learn from it, and experience in what you have experienced. But you're supposed to learn something and move on upward from your past.
Yeah. Whatever you've done in the past, whatever you experienced, resulted in you not liking emotions.
Well, I don't like or like. They're there, but a more enlightened person does not indulge them. So you want to rise to some sort of enlightenment. You know, I don't know the words. You know, better yourself. You know. I mean, you know, the bums over there on the river, you know, they indulge their lower nature.
Lower nature.
Instead of rising above their problems.
Is all emotion the lower nature?
Yes.
Okay. At least you said yes to something.
Well, you know, the old adage, hold up a finger, you know.
No, I don't know.
Hold up a finger. Any finger, no matter.
Okay.
What's it feel like?
Right.
What do you feel?
I feel strong, important.
No.
Okay,
what does your finger feel?
It feels like it is up.
Something, nothing, what?
Nothing. Okay. I feel a little breeze coming on it.
Now, if you cut your finger, what would you feel?
Nothing. Okay. All right.
You cut your finger and you feel nothing?
I don't know. Oh, you're saying, I'm saying
If you cut your finger.
after the healing.
No, not
Is
after.
at
No.
the time of the cutting. Okay. That's what you're saying is at the time of the cutting, would I feel the cutting of the finger? That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you feel?
Right.
What would it feel? If you cut your finger, what does it feel?
Like not off, but all the way off. Cut it off. What, in general, if I cut myself,
How would your finger feel if you cut yourself or put it in boiling water?
well,
How would
that's
it feel?
different.
How would it feel?
Cutting myself would not feel that bad.
It's not
Yeah,
bad
bad
enough.
enough,
How
yeah.
would it feel? Nothing or something? What does it feel? You would
Something.
feel something,
Yeah,
right?
something. Yeah.
Does it feel? Do you feel anything now? No. There's
Mm-hmm.
no hurt. There's no, you know.
hurt, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing is wrong. When something is wrong, you feel something.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Interesting. Now we're talking. No, I've never heard this before.
Oh, well, that's because you don't listen to RM when I
Yeah.
send you stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And you use words, it seems to me, to deflect from truth. You just go off on silly tangents. You know, anybody would say, oh, my finger would hurt in some way, you know, if you cut yourself or you put it in boiling water, whatever.
When I was a kid, I took a razor blade and went across like this.
You
and
did?
it didn't hurt. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
My God.
I was curious to see what would happen.
Okay.
I was maybe 10, 9, 8,
Yeah.
something like that. Right? And lo and behold, it didn't hurt.
Wow.
Maybe it bled, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. With just regular razor blade.
Yeah.
Right? That's why, when you say, if I cut my finger, would it hurt? I would say, no, it wouldn't hurt. It didn't hurt when I cut my finger.
Right.
So but
Generally speaking,
yeah, but
people would say, yeah.
if something happens to you that hurts,
Somebody
then
stomped
no.
on your finger.
what I'm saying is, if something happens to you that hurts,
Yeah. That makes you feel
nope,
something.
nope.
No?
Let me say what I'm saying.
Okay.
If something happens to you that hurts, then by golly, it hurt. We could try to figure out what could possibly be done to you that might hurt. But
That's not the point.
X equals X. Mathematically speaking, if something happens to you that hurts, it hurt. Now that something is hurt, blah, 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 it's good or bad or whatever. It's bad that you hurt. Okay.
That's not what I said.
But I'm someone that has things happen. I broke my legs and it didn't hurt. You would say, if you broke your legs, would it hurt? And I would say, no, it didn't hurt. So you're talking to someone that's on a different wavelength than you in that matter. What? I'm just saying. And furthermore, I've been punched in the face and the lip split and I felt something and it felt good. Right?
That's, you know what you're saying. You don't even know what you're saying.
I say what happened. I was in the nut house in this room. I was on a couch. This kid came up. The only other person in the room came up and just had the idea to punch me right in the mouth. Bam. Right? I'm like, wow, that was nice. Right? It's not like I got up and defended myself or whatever. I didn't even move my hand to deflect.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is interesting, And it's like, maybe literally they shot me up with something when they were shooting me up with stuff in the Army. When I was joining the Army, maybe they shot me up with something that made me enjoy pain. I don't know.
You enjoy pain because you're a little dead inside.
I'm dead inside.
And you need something to feel alive.
And look at all the people that have tattoos. That must be the case. Whatever you're saying must be the case with tattoos. People that get tattoos, they're all dead inside.
That's not what I'm saying.
Why?
Okay,
I'm
well,
giving you
I'm
you on a silver platter. I'm giving you this win on a silver platter.
No, I don't
What?
win or lose. I'm just stating what little I know and hoping it would help you. But you just make everything into an argument because you don't want to know truth. You don't want to. You use words.
You and I are different.
No, we're not.
You say no. Do you like to get hurt? If I punch you in the face, would you appreciate it?
No.
I would.
Why? And I told you why.
But if you punch me in the face, I would appreciate it. And you would not appreciate it if I punched you in the face. We're different. That's all I'm establishing here.
Okay.
We're different.
I see.
That's all I'm saying. And furthermore, blah, 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 emotions. You think emotions are a bad thing. You cut the finger, it would hurt, it's a bad thing. I view emotions as a wonderful thing.
That was a bad thing.
Okay. If you hold up your finger, if you cut your finger, does it hurt?
How would it feel?
How would it feel? Okay.
Okay.
You're saying there's not a good or bad thing.
I'm saying if you feel something, the bottom line, if you feel something, that's just a demonstration on feeling. If you feel something, something is wrong. You have a bloody finger or
bloody nose,
somebody,
whatever. Okay.
Stomped on it or something. Something's wrong. You're feeling something.
Right.
You're feeling something.
All right. Okay.
Doesn't matter, anger, this, that, whatever you're feeling
Okay.
means something is amiss.
What about?
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And what if it was breath taken away by falling in love? Is something wrong?
If you have a feeling something is wrong.
Okay. We're different on that. I don't agree with that. And furthermore, I don't see me, the way I feel and appreciate feeling, as something that needs to be fixed. And you would say, there's the door. You don't want to get any better, there's the door. That's what we would say, right? You don't want to get any better.
Yeah, you do. You just don't know it.
I'm having a great time. What could I possibly improve? Oh my gosh.
Getting over your lower nature.
Lower nature, yeah. Lower nature.
You keep running around in circles asking people that don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And
Yes, exactly. That goes back. That brings us full circle to my point.
Yeah.
Is person A doesn't understand why 2 + 2 is 4 and has anxiety about it. Person B is in the same room and has a solution, whatever. Let's say it doesn't matter what the solution is.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is person B lived his whole life to that point in his life, to be in that room across the table from this person that is having trouble with 2 + 2, right? His whole life, right? All of his experiences all together. I didn't make this up. What I'm about to say, I did not make this up, is we are our whole experience all at once. Everything we've ever done in our life affects what we will say when called upon to do so, to say something, right? So person B, this is a long-winded way to say, person B has the opportunity or will make the opportunity to say something, to try to help this person that's having trouble with 2 + 2, right? And where I'm going is a little interesting, right? Where I'm going is, with this, is person B that has the opportunity to say something and solve this has a high likelihood of being wrong. The solution that they could offer has a high likelihood of being wrong. And the reason I say this is because person B did not live person A life. Person B lived person B's life.
But
Person
principles
B,
are the same.
no, not principles. I'm saying person B has seen 2 + 2 and it doesn't hurt them, right? Person B doesn't struggle with 2 + 2. They immediately have the solution. Oh, it's 4, whatever, and a reason, right? But person A that is struggling with 2 plus 2, it's a brick wall. Person A is not going to get it unless person B says or does the right thing. And what I'm saying is a paradox in teaching. It's a paradox in helping people. It should be impossible to help someone, considering all the infinite things that happened to person A and person B. What I'm saying right now, I just made up. I just made this up. Mm-hmm. What I'm about to say, I haven't made up, right? Is I got this right from the website, the VA website. Mm-hmm. Is, let's say person A is having PTSD from combat. Mm-hmm. Well, right? And a line of people are lined up to try to help this person, mm-hmm. this soldier with mm-hmm. PTSD from combat. And 10 people, 20. The first 10 or 20 people haven't been to combat. Mm-hmm. And they say this and that, and the person is still messed up. And then finally, a person comes along that was in combat.
What? What is in combat?
Someone finally comes to person A that was in combat, and person B was in combat too. Uh-huh. Right?
Okay.
And the website says, "Oh, I know what's going on. I've been there. The person A feels like he's in a hole, can't get out of a hole.
Yeah.
Person B jumps in the hole mm-hmm. and says, "Now you can't get out either." Mm-hmm. Person B that jumped in the hole says, "That's okay, I've been here before." Helping in a way that's not linear. Helping in a way that doesn't address 2 plus 2. But helps successfully. Mm-hmm. Mathematically, it should be impossible. Mathematically, it should be impossible for person B to help person A. And it is impossible unless person A
is receptive to it.
Is receptive to it, yeah. 2 plus 2 is 4. So chapter 2 of that is if someone actually had a problem understanding 2 plus 2 is 4, what might he look like? Right? What might his situation in life be? With literally 2 plus 2 is 4. And, this person at 11 years old didn't know how to count, right, on the website. Does everyone in the world have to understand 2 plus 2 is 4? Well, hey. Right? That's one way to look at it. Can you get through life not understanding 2 plus 2 is 4?
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Maybe. Well, they become politicians, right? Democrats. Accountants. But I mean, accountants understand, hopefully, in theory, a good accountant would understand why 2 plus 2 equals 4 and why 2 plus 2 equals 5 and any other number you want. And that's meditating on philosophy. How much do you want it to be? And who's better off? Who's better off? Someone that is able to lie about 2 plus 2 equals 5, or someone that doesn't understand why 2 plus 2 equals 4. Who's better off?
The person with wisdom is better off.
Wisdom. Wisdom. Is it better off to be better off? Or is it enough to just be alive?
Once you want to live, not just exist.
Want?
Desire, hope too. Whatever. You shouldn't get so deep in thought about words and stuff like that.
Sure.
You just let it go. My father said, just let it go through one ear and out the other. And whatever sticks. And somewhere down the road, you'll understand a little more. You don't have to go out of your way to give yourself answers, because if you give yourself answers, you're just stuck with what little you know. At the moment, you don't really know that there's more. And if something comes to you and, oh, wow, yeah, that's so true, that's what you want to do. You would want to do. Instead of just giving yourself answers.
Okay. I'm gonna rebut in this way.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the way that you said what you just said. Don't give yourself answers. Wait until an answer to come. I'm going to label you as someone that doesn't know what 2 plus 2 is.
So?
Well, let's say both of us. Let's say neither of us know what 2 plus 2 is, right? Meaning, again, we're two different people.
Yeah.
You come to a fork in the road. You come to a point in your life where you finally realize you don't know what 2 plus 2 is, right? And the events that led in your life to this point in your life guide you to say the words, I will not struggle to endeavor to try to figure out what 2 plus 2 is. I'll just let the chips fall as they may. Right?
That's how you interpret it, okay.
Okay. let the chips fall as they may, and maybe in a few years, I'll eventually understand what 2 plus 2 is.
Okay.
And
Could be a few minutes. It
yeah,
could be a few
could
weeks.
be a few
Who
weeks,
knows?
right?
Mm-hmm.
I, on the other hand, am not on the opposite end of what you are. I'm the type of person that appreciates, oh my gosh, how is it possible that I finally understood in my own mind, in my own way, that there exists 2 plus 2, and I don't know what it means. Mm-hmm. It's more of an appreciation.
Good.
Than,
Yeah, okay.
oh, good, I got a good, that's great. It's more of an appreciation than good or bad. It's more of an appreciation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. What else? So, yeah, it should be mathematically impossible for anyone to teach anyone anything. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you can remind someone what they know inside of them, but they forgot that they know it. Or it's in there and you just have to bring it out. Or remind them of it.
Well, what about this? What if I ask you what the capital of Zimbabwe is?
You know, I used to know.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you didn't know, I present you with a question that I know you don't know, and lo and behold, you don't know the answer.
Yeah.
Right? Such as 2 plus 2. Right?
Uh-huh.
Ask, what is the capital of Zimbabwe? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that should come to mind is it's not important, it's trivial. The capital of Zimbabwe is trivial, right? Unless $1 million is on the question on this game show, right? Mm. You either know or you don't, right? But 2 plus 2, right? Knowing 2 plus 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I ask you 2 plus 2 and you say 5, right? Mm-hmm. That's a number. Mm-hmm. I ask you 2 plus 2, you say purple, mm-hmm. right? That's a different situation, right? And I ask you 2 plus 2, and you're old enough to be expected to know 2 plus 2 is 4, whether that's 3 years old or whatever, mm-hmm. right? And you give a silly answer, right? Mm-hmm. Purple, right? What are you being when you're being silly and give a silly answer? You're being silly,
mm-hmm.
right?
Sure.
I just read the other day or whatever I read, literally some person was talking, a woman I think was saying IQ tests are bad because in her case, when she was a kid and she was given an IQ test, mm-hmm. It's not that she didn't know the answers, it's she had a grudge against mm-hmm. the people who gave the test.
Yeah. And
so she got, whatever, just put Christmas trees. She said she put Christmas trees on the Scantron, on the answers, right? Mm-hmm. She didn't care about passing this test.
Yeah.
And somehow in that country at that time, an IQ test was important, mm-hmm. right? And you could say, in my time, it wasn't IQ test; it was CTPS. It was a California state standard test mm-hmm. that we took at like 3rd grade, 4th grade, mm-hmm. and I happened to get in like 99 percentile, right?
Oh, wow.
I was, among the smartest people in the world apparently, yeah. right? And so maybe that's why I'm so cavalier in my life right now. Is in fourth grade I was a genius, you know.
Yeah,
But
you
that
might,
kid, yeah.
be a genius, but you have no common sense or wisdom. You need wisdom, you know.
So if I had wisdom, for example, I would be bitter about everything in the world.
Bitter?
I would be a Republican. If I had a wisdom, I'd be a Republican. Is that right?
No.
A conservative?
No,
If I had wisdom, I'd own a house?
no,
No?
no. It's nothing to do with
Okay.
anything
All right,
except
then what?
wisdom. To have wisdom, to know, to have a higher level of thinking.
Don't
And
bring-
know what to say when, to
Know what
shut
to
your
say.
mouth and when to
Yeah.
open it, and,
Okay.
to follow the light.
Follow the light, yeah.
Wisdom.
And don't bring homeless people home. That's wisdom to me. I gotta learn that. Not bring homeless people home. Well, like I say, once you're gone, this house is gonna be a flop house in 2 seconds. I've no problem bringing everyone I see homeless into this house. And I'll lose the house with drug possession, whatever. So don't die. Yeah, wisdom. Have we said enough? Is there more to say?
You just want people normally just want to better themselves,
Better.
and bettering, you get wisdom. You strive for wisdom and understanding.
Normally people want to better themselves. That's what we said. I must say it in this way. I signed up for math and English. I literally did. That's why I'm looking at a math book right now.
Yeah.
I signed up for math and English that starts in January. And I'll say it this way. By accident, I gained wisdom. Not that I wanted to better myself, but I just felt like doing this. I felt like going to class. I felt like pursuing this line of classrooms that results in what they call pre-med interest, associate's degree. Right? So by accident, I got this math book, and I got to chapter 1, and chapter 1 says equation of a circle. And we got to go through all this conversation and all this uncovering of wisdom because of this nonsense that I jumped into, going to a math class that's very far beneath me.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. So, yeah, it's great. I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah.
Wisdom. Yeah. By accident. Yeah. Yep. I'm not just scrawling silly answers on the paper. You know, this is easy. This is too easy. This is way beneath me. I'm scrawling the answers. Takes 2 seconds to do the whole chapter. No. For me, it could have taken my whole life to not finish the chapter. That's what I'm saying. That's the way I am. Is I look at things philosophically. Things jump out at me philosophically. Mm-hmm. What does it mean to make an equation of a circle, and why does y have to be absolute value? It's disgusting. I'm never going to finish this class if it's going to be like this every section of the way. Yeah. Every section, everything that they present to me, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot possibly figure this out. It's all 2 + 2, and I don't understand 2 + 2. Mm-hmm. It's literally all 2 + 2, and I'm realizing I was never taught right. And you would have something to say about this. Is I could either be taught right, or I could have learned right. Mm-hmm. I could have been taught wrong. I could have learned wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right?
Sure.
There's a process of teaching and there's a process of learning, right?
Sure.
And me, who's been to grad school, even for a moment, sees that it's a statistical issue here. It's a matter of statistics. When a teacher stands in front of the class and presents something, right? There's a bell curve. There's a bell curve, right, on a standard deviation, meaning, was it 70, 72, 79, 70, 80, 90, 72, something like 72% of everyone in the class is going to understand what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And the people that are below that don't understand. The people that are above that get bored, whatever. You know, I'm kind of making these numbers up, but that's when you go to grad school and you go to get a master's degree.
Yeah.
When I go to get a master's degree, I'm making this up in my mind right now. This is coming to me in my mind right now is if the end result that you want to do is teach something, and there's 100 concepts in the book, in the course,
Yeah.
and you take the whole course to meditate on concept number 1, would that be okay? Would that be okay? And to who? Would that be okay in the teacher's own heart and mind and spirit to just ponder the first concept of 100 concept course? Would it be a service or disservice to the students? And would the faculty, would the administrators look at this and say, he only considered concept 1 in the 4-month course? Yeah. If the class had 4 months and they have the whole book, right? This is fun. This is the stuff that I find fun to think about. Is if I was a teacher and I was teaching the course as a Buddhist ashram course, meaning the course has 100 concepts, but we're only going to we're going to make an altar, and we're going to put concept 1 on a piece of paper, and we're going to put it in this altar, and maybe have some incense or whatever, and we're going to bow to concept 1 the whole course, 4 months, right? Some of the kids, some of the students will do exactly what I tell them. They'll look at this concept on their altar in front of them, literally. Doesn't have any explanation, nothing. It's just the words. 10 words, whatever it is. In whatever language they want. Or in a different language they didn't even know. It could be Hebrew. Right? Right? Some of the students will obey. Obey. What do you mean, obey? Some of the students will do the assignment. Do the assignment, what do you mean? And not branch out into the rest of the book. Some of the students during class will obey and do the assignment, ponder these words. And those different students, after class, read the rest of the book. I guess what I'm getting at here is there's students that will do what they're told, and there's students that will revolt and rebel.
Mm-hmm.
But once school is over, maybe once school is over, every single person that was in that class, including the teacher, has found a result of being in that class. Result being they're better off, they're worse off. They have a fun time, they have a horrible time, right? They are able to take life by the horns, or they're not, right? Let's say college was only one class, literally. You go to high school, you finish high school, and then it was a known thing. You want to go to college, it's just one class. And that one class is the altar with 10 words. And maybe it's not even in your language. And that was college. That was the whole thing. 4 months, and that's it. Right? And if you want to learn stuff on your own, you can. Right?
Sure.
Where am I going with this?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Right? If that was college experience, the college experience, right? Theory of education. Creating proposing a curriculum. Right. And then you could say maybe this is what China is. And we in America look at their system, they say, oh, that's inhumane, that's brutal, that's all college is. 10 words. 10 words for 4 months. Right? And some people, when they graduate from this college, walk into a hospital and say, oh, I did college, give me a knife. Oh, here you go. Yes, right this way. Here's a patient right here. Here's your knife. Here's your sutures. Your sewing kit. Right? Right this way. Why not? A lawyer. Here's the client. Here's the client right here. Right this way. Right in this jail cell. Yeah. How do you pick and choose curriculum for any course? When I was in blackjack school last year, the guy, what's his name? Peter Harrison. He was the instructor. He owned the school, and he instructed everyone, hands on, and then sent you on your way. you're at your table and you do what he tells you. And he says, you're only going to pick up 50% of what I say. The problem is I don't know which 50% it is. Yeah. Something as simple as turning over cards, right, is not simple once you get into the math of it. But I got to do this for a month. I got to hang out for a month. Not very diligent. Not in my own mind. I wasn't diligent enough in practicing. I didn't. Maybe I wasn't fast or slow. Maybe I wasn't fast enough. But I certainly didn't practice as much as I wanted to practice. I just frittered my time away. Talking to Angie a lot of time, for example. I was on the phone with her a lot because she was off in the wilderness again. But that course, that card dealing school, does not take very long. You could get an audition in less than 6 months, right? And this is considering, depending on the course, you're learning like 10 different games. It's not just blackjack. I personally was, in the month that I was there, I got into the basics of blackjack towards the end, right? Basically, the whole month I was there, I was doing card handling and chip handling, right? Pass the card along, and I grab the chips like this, and like this, and stack them and break the stacks and do this for a month, right? And at the very end, I got to get into the concept of counting the cards, meaning I bring over a 5, and then I bring over a 6, and that's 11, and then I bring over an 8, and then I bring over a 7, and that busts the hand. That's all I got to. That's all I got to was busting hands. Not even, hard 16 or nothing like that. Just busting hands. That's all I got to. So, in theory of education, right, in the month that I was there, I did not graduate from his course. But there's a process where you can actually graduate from his course, right? But kind of what I'm saying is this just popped into my head, is when I went to the Army, right, I had a high school degree, high school diploma, luckily, by the skin of my teeth, because I wasn't very good in school in Burroughs. I don't know if you realize that. In 10th and 11th grade, I never did homework, and I was falling behind in everything that I did. The fact that we went to Brighton and there wasn't any grades means it didn't matter what we did. We would graduate just by showing up, and we did. And that was good enough for the Army. But what's interesting is, as I say this, I went to college a little bit after high school.
Yeah.
Right? So, as bad as I was a student, when I went to college, I was able to prevail. I got B's and A's, except for pre-calculus, where luckily they gave me a withdraw because I was failing so soon in the course. So the teacher said, just try again some other time. We're going to give you a withdraw for your benefit, and thankfully she did. Withdraw doesn't count against your GPA. And who knows? If I had gotten an F for that class, if I had gotten an F for any of the classes that I got a withdrawal for, I wouldn't have gotten cum laude. It would have been just below 3.5. It was that close, right? If the classes that I got withdrawals for, it was just absolutely perfect. Yeah. But specifically going to the Army, right? I can't believe they let me in the Army, first of all. You know, and a small portion of my mind thought, don't you have to be a track star to be a soldier? You know, don't you have to run at least? Be able to run fast? They're telling me I have to run fast. I have to do 32 push-ups and 42 sit-ups in 2 minutes, and you have to run, let's say it was 16 minutes in 2 miles. 2 miles in 16 minutes, right? And I never did. I never successfully ran 2 miles in the time, except for the one time in Permanent Party when I cheated, right? And it's like down in the 12 to 13 range. I'm like, you know, I even confessed to them, you know, I think I cheated on that PT test. Oh, no, don't worry. We're going to take this score. Yeah, but as far as I know, I never passed the run. Yeah. And I was still able to be a soldier, right? So in the government's infinite wisdom, in the military's infinite wisdom, apparently it's not really that big of a deal if you can't run 16 minutes, you know, and can't run under the time, right? In their infinite wisdom, they want to make soldiers, and they end up with people like Michael Jardine that could barely walk. He's literally Down syndrome. Not even Down syndrome. There was something wrong with him, to where he was retarded in the way that if he stood up straight, he would be like 8 feet tall, right? But he was always hunched over, so he was like 7 feet tall. You know, first of all. So you can imagine a person 7 feet tall can't run very fast anyway. But he couldn't even do marching. He, you know, when he was marching, he was like shuffling along, blah blah blah, you know. Yeah. And you know, he wasn't military bearing at all. He was literally he should have been in a special school, right, for the rest of his life. And somehow he challenged Congress. He told me and whoever was in the room, he challenged Congress like 4 or 5 times to allow him to go to boot camp. Yeah. You know, and as far as I know, he graduated boot camp. And that's absolutely crazy. If he can graduate boot camp, then the Army will let anyone in. Yeah. For sure. They're hurting for people. Yeah. Right. So,
so I understand they need people.
Yeah. So, you know, going to Dan, you know, if he killed himself because of happy birthday, Dan, because of grades.
Today's his birthday?
Yeah. Today's Saturday is his birthday. Yeah.
Oh, so Saturday. Yeah. I have to send an email.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait a minute. Yeah. So say that again.
If he killed himself because of grades.
Oh.
Right.
I don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. He got a bad grade. That was it. Can't handle the swings. Right. Can't believe he made it as far as he did. Right. But.
Well, Brandy was helping him. Yeah. I was helping him do homework and everything. Get into get the grants and everything. We had to write stuff, you know, to get the grants.
What do you mean grants? What do you mean grants? What do you mean?
To pay for schooling. Brandy would always apply for grants and everything. Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah. I was up all night with Brandy, you know, and we were...
You wrote grant proposals and
you
actually...
No, grant proposal, you had to write some sort of...
Or scholarship.
For scholarships and things like that. Yeah, money, you know, to put them through school. to get him into schools and stuff. You had to write letters or not letters, but
essay.
essays.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Essay. Yeah. Okay. That's not a grant. That's an essay. That's fine. Yeah.
No, but I mean, she was doing stuff to get grants,
Get money.
scholarships, anything,
yeah.
any kind of money to
I don't know.
put him through.
And you actually did this.
No, she
I
did
didn't
it.
know.
She's good at that. But
That's
I
amazing,
would proofread. I would help her
Yeah.
and give her ideas and
Oh, wow.
and write stuff too sometimes. Sure. Yeah.
Wow.
And Dan's homework. We were up all night. Doing the
That's
homework and
incredible.
stuff. To help him get through schools.
Yeah.
The colleges and things, high
Yeah.
school, college, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So what's the point? Oh,
Well,
he did himself in for bad grades or something?
Did himself in.
Yeah.
In general, I guess it's not that he did himself in. It's the fact that he made it into a top school.
Oh, yeah.
Number 6 school. If you look at that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
thank you,
list.
Brandon,
If you look
yeah.
at that list, that particular list that says Davis is number 6 says Davis is number 6, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's in the top 100 for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Out of thousands of schools, it was easily in the top 100.
Oh, easily.
Right.
Easily.
A competitive school. He got into a competitive school, and he made it almost all the way to the end. And he got to do NASA along the way.
Yeah.
He got to work at NASA along the way,
Yeah.
whatever that means, right?
Internship,
Yeah.
summer
Yeah.
school internship. Yeah.
Right. Meaning, the point that I was making about that was, they gave him a lot of homework. They gave him a lot of classroom work. They gave him a lot of stuff to do,
Yeah.
as far as I understand.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I imagine. I've been to college,
Yeah,
and
sure.
and they gave me stuff to do in college.
Yeah.
What they didn't do was have him for 4 years staring at an ashram. What's it called? Like I was saying, the Buddhist. What's it called? Idol.
Oh.
The 10 words on a piece of paper,
Oh, okay.
right? And the picture and whatever. To meditate on that for 4 years or 7 years, right? I don't think that's what they had him do. As a matter of fact, when we went to visit him that time, me, Pete, and Angie, I think we were all there. Yeah, Angie. He was showing us the homework that he was doing.
Oh.
Draw a picture, do this stuff.
Oh, that's right.
The different work, meaning. And it just popped in my head. Maybe what I'm talking about is you can't teach a kid everything that they need to know to be 100% educated. There's a question. What would it mean to be 100% educated?
You're never, you're not going to always know everything.
Well, I'm saying,
Educated just means there's certain subjects you have to take to get a piece of paper. So you go do it.
well, kind of what I'm saying is, and what I'm saying, I had no idea growing up what the point of education was. Let's say there's 2 ways to look at 100% educated, right? On one hand, 100% educated means you're fluent in every language on earth, every verbal language on earth, right? And on the other hand, 100% educated means you know 6 languages fluently and have the ability to learn another language within 2 months fluently.
Okay.
Let's just take it at that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the point I'm trying to make there?
I don't know.
Is why become educated at all, right? Why not? Why doesn't people just learn the basics, reading, writing, arithmetic, to the high school level, and then everyone just goes out and get a job, right? And if you were bright enough to be a doctor candidate, you get out of college, you get out of high school, and you're called into a hospital, right? You're handpicked by the administration of the high school. The high school says this guy has potential. Put him in this hospital, and the hospital trains them to be a surgeon.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's possible that situation could exist. Right.
Well, you go there to intern. In
That's
hospitals.
after. That's after you go to undergrad, and then you go to medical school,
Yeah,
and then
medical
and then you intern.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, someone like me, I'm not going to school to become a doctor. I'm going to school for the heck of it, to become more educated in general, to become literally what a Freemason should be. Someone that wears a tuxedo down the street, and acts like they're wearing a tuxedo. Right. Or a high business suit, or, the sweater that, what's his name, would wear.
Letterman sweater or something?
Not Letterman. No, not Letterman sweater. I'm saying Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was known to not wear a business suit. He would just wear a black sweater, black, and then something that's white or not black. And the sleeves would come here, whatever. He had a style, right? And all these people in Silicon Valley that flocked to Silicon Valley because they were inspired by him, wore clothes like him.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to be a manager. I don't want to tell anyone how to do anything. But I would rather be someone like Steve Jobs that people want to be like. People want to have as much money as I do, all my billions of dollars. And they want to dress like me, and maybe they'll make their billions of dollars because they wear the sweater that I wear. Right? That's what I'd rather do, rather than being in middle management, telling people what to do. Holding the stick and the carrot. Right? I don't want to hold the stick and the carrot. I don't want to reward and punish people. But then again, maybe that's because I never raised kids. And if I raised kids, I would naturally know how, eventually I would, sooner than later, know how to reward and punish. But then again, did you and Joe reward and punish us, your parents? What was your parenting style?
Well, I wasn't the parent I wanted to be.
Yeah. Would you say that your parenting style was incompetent?
Okay.
You would say yes.
Sure. Why not?
I would say more specifically, my parenting style was incompetent because I wasn't there. And I didn't learn how to be a parent.
Absent.
I didn't learn. Yeah, absent. Yeah, absent parent. So I never learned. As silly as it is, the kid needs $300 for a school trip, and God knows I could scrounge it up somewhere, but I have to say no because I don't feel like scrounging it up somewhere. The $300, or maybe like 90% of the world, I don't have an extra $300 to give for a school trip, right? What's that like? What's it like? My friend Doug. Doug said one time he would never want to be a parent. unless he had enough money to do it. You know, because he said when his son comes to him for a $300 pair of shoes, he doesn't want money to be the reason that he doesn't give it to him. That's the thing. And the way that he's been living has been like that. He doesn't have $300 extra for a pair of shoes. But now, apparently, he's doing good because his dad died and left him with some sort of, what is it, pension or whatever it's called. You know, he says $1,500 a month, but it could be any number. It's probably more than $1,500 a month. Yeah. But I mean, look at Pete and I. We get $3,000, and look at us, you know, doing nothing with our lives.
Yeah. You should have saved most of it.
Yeah.
You certainly don't have rent.
Yeah. I have had rent a little bit.
No, I'm just saying, you know, what
At times.
you would have blown on rent. You should have been saving.
Yeah.
So you're going to learn wisdom and how to manage money and, you know, be sensible. This builds character.
How much is it worth to you that I learned these things? It's not important to me. Give me $1 million and I will do anything you tell me. Half-heartedly, but I'll go through the motions.
You shouldn't be bought by money.
Give me money and I will not be bought by money in the way that you tell me. That's what I'm saying. It's all a joke with me. But it's true if you look at it.
Character.
You're saying I have to do anything. You have to do. I have to do something.
It's right that
It's right.
A person builds a strong, noble character.
And I have to be right.
You can't be right. You can do what's right.
I have to do what's right.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't see where I have to do what's right.
Okay.
There's the door, right? I don't see where I have to do what's right. I see the word right as a charged word. I see the word truth as a charged word. I don't require
it's
truth.
side with your dark nature instead of the enlightened nature. Everybody has, you know, the dark side, the light, you know, the bright.
Yeah.
And keep going that way instead of that way.
Yeah. That way.
Are you still recording? Or?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know.
Luckily.
Oh.
If I'm not in and out of jail, then I am successful in my eyes. Even if I was in and out of jail.
Depends for what reason.
For what reason, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I didn't become a sex offender.
Oh, please, get over that already.
Yeah, meaning Doug did. You know, he died for our sins. He served time for our sins.
No, he didn't. He served time because he was a pervert.
Yeah.
Part of Joe Biden's crowd.
Yeah. I'll say this. I'm such a pervert that I deserve to be on the streets.
Okay, good.
I'll say this.
Either get over being a pervert right now or leave, because
I'll leave, yeah.
no dopers and no perverts. No funds from the street here.
Yeah. Yep.
You have to decide what path you want to take.
Yeah. Definitely weird. Yay. All right.
You act weird sometimes, but you're not really.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Closing it up.
Mm-hmm.